We're headed out to the Dugway Proving Grounds with the fat trucks. How'd it do?
Pretty wicked. Is that a GoPro on the front of it?
Yeah, it is. I guarantee that's not working anymore.
All right guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got an interesting video. We're headed out to the Dugway Proving Grounds with the fat trucks. If you don't know what the Dugway Proving Grounds are, about 801,000 acres of property in the West Desert of Utah. And they use those for weapons testing, aircraft testing. They do all kinds of stuff out there that we can and can't talk about. We actually don't know what we're allowed to say just yet, so I'm going to keep this pretty brief. The government wants to utilize these machines for various different operations that they have. Type of terrain that we're going to be tackling: sand dunes and playa. It has like a crust of hard dirt on top. If you broke through that dirt, there'd be a lot of mud, and then when it rains or snows or they get any kind of weather out there, it just all turns to mud. Because every step you take, you kind of sink in about a half an inch. So we've got the red fat truck, kind of a search and rescue type thing, where you could load all kinds of people and equipment into the actual cab itself. And then you've got the truck option. It seats two up front, but it gives you the opportunity to carry stuff in the back that you're not really worried about getting hit by the elements. Last year we built this crane attachment, but Aaron designed and fabricated this whole thing, got outriggers and everything. Essentially, this allows you to have a fat truck crane truck. One thing that we're worried about is these fat trucks are made for cold weather mainly. So we're beefing up the cooling system. We're just going through them and making sure they run good. I probably will get in trouble for this, that they want to recover astronauts in this, or, you know, space people. Might not be from Earth. This is going to be interesting to say the least, so stay tuned.
I am running coolant lines for the hydraulic system. So instead of running that one radiator, we're actually running dual radiators up on top in conjunction with that. Yeah, just a little extra added cooling for like on really, really hot days in the desert. All the instructions are not in English, so all right. These are for the fat truck, the cooling lines that run up to the top of the cab. See, what you missed is me selecting the proper die to the proper size hydraulic line we're doing. But I already set up the machine earlier. So it'll show like your type of hose, like a 12 MXT. We have a little cheat code that shows what size fitting and what size compression, basically how much it's gonna drop down. It's the measurement that drops down that squeezes the type of die. And it'll show your die sizes. So we're using a 12 MXT, and then our die is a 735, and if you look on top it's stamped 735, and we just go for it from there. You bring it up and then bring it down a 1/4 inch so it's not all the way up top. See how there's a little gap? Then you shove your hose in, make sure it's all the way in. Then we're gonna send it. Send it! And then it automatically stops once it hits that measurement that we type in up here. And we're gonna pay attention to that blue stripe. We're gonna manually hold this fitting and get a good eyeball on it. And then we pull it back and forth to make sure it fits where we want it to fit. Where it's nice and relaxed and not like stiff or binding, you know? If it's binding, people are like, well, that line's too short. You want them to look like they're like naturally going where they're supposed to be going, you know? If I want to pin this down with a Adele clamp, I want to give it a little bit of extra something. The idea is just to have it look flowy, especially since it's coming out past this edge. I want to just to keep it straight. So see how it sits naturally? It has a natural flow right into the cooler. Then you want to just make sure you don't spray sparks at anything important. We'll blow a cork through there to clean out the line, and then we'll crimp it, and then we'll install it. And that looks pretty good, you know? Like originally I wanted to go in and then out straight across, but we wanted the coolers together. We didn't want to spread out, you know? But I think this will look just fine. It's this fitting that's stubborn. I'm glad those guys are working on that one though. I was getting a little worried. It's getting a little late for me to have to do.
You have a way late night.
Yeah, to do this one and then have to go plumb that one.
Yeah.
But those guys are well on their way. Now the goal is to beat them. And we're gonna do the blue stripe down. This one's not down enough. There we go. I want this one to sit kind of on top of this one, just like that. I still feel like this top one's a little long. Like I want it to sit on top. Yep, I'm gonna cut 2 inches off this. You wanna hand me that grinder, pretty please? There you go. See how they stack? They lay on top of each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. We're gonna call that a day.
The next day.
All right, it's a beautiful morning and we are getting loaded up, headed out to Dougway about 6:30 in the morning. We've got the fat truck wagon and the fat truck loaded up. Just finishing up chaining these things down and we're gonna hit the road to Dougway. We can't wait to see how these oil coolers perform. If these things are gonna be living out in the west desert of Utah, they're gonna need them. So hopefully those work, but we're gonna get these things chained down and get on the road. Nate, we're gonna see some aliens out there today.
Oh, big time.
Heck yeah. Nate's a little nervous about me saying aliens. He's the salesman on this job. He told me I had to wear a collared shirt. I did not. And here is Phil, philanthropist. He's our COO. He's gonna be coming with us today. He's one of my favorite guys here. Say hi, Phil.
Hi, Phil. You're not gonna use any of this footage, so it's all right.
I'm gonna use it. All right, well, we're gonna load it up and we're gonna go.
All right, we're out here at Dugway Proving Grounds. We've got the fat trucks with us. We're gonna test them out, the sand dunes and the playa. These guys actually have a program where they need to recover astronaut capsule and astronauts out on the playa. So we'll be testing those next. Something that's unique about these that's gonna be really fun to test out is these big tires out in the sand dunes. They got the big paddles on them. We're gonna go figure out if these are gonna be the right tool for the job. So just going over some of the features. These are made in Canada. They're not made in Russia or Ukraine. This unit is kind of like, it's a perfect in-between unit for mud, for fall, for spring. They designed this all around for safety and utility purposes. They fall just underneath the EPA guidelines to require DEF and DPF. That keeps them a little bit more reliable. You can inflate these tires from flat to full in 15 seconds. You can have over a 1-inch puncture, and that compressor will keep these tires full with that large of a puncture. There's a snow mode, a mud mode, a trail mode, and a water mode. Without further ado,
Yeah, these sand dunes were the first stop on our test with the fat trucks here at the Dugway Proving Grounds. Everyone got to take a ride in them. They stopped a few times out there just to get out and test everything out. Everything performed as it should, properly. Nothing got stuck. Honestly, it was just flawless on the sand dunes. Can't wait to get out to the playa because that's going to be a little bit more mud and really test these things out as far as whether we get these things stuck. Nate and these guys are going to go load these up on the trailer. We got about 30 miles to go over to the playa and we're going to test these things out. So stay tuned for all of that. It's going to be more, pumped about how these fat trucks performed. And I hope, fingers crossed, that they perform similar on the playa. So let's get over to the playa, about a 30-minute drive, and we'll load these things up and get on the way. All right, we made it out to the playa. We're about 30 minutes from where we were at the sand dunes. It's kind of cool because we go from mountainous terrain to complete desert and desolate area. This area reminds me a lot of the salt flats. They have a lot of stuff out here that's really cool. This amphibious tank that they use kind of for target practice. It's just extremely interesting. I think we're going to be wetting down some of the area right here just to make sure we get a good chance to see if these fat trucks are truly capable of handling this terrain. We were talking earlier about developing some kind of cradle system to get equipment on and off the playa. So it's a lot of challenges that we're going to have coming up at Basin Nation, and we're going to be doing a lot of figuring out to how to make these fat trucks more capable of moving heavy equipment on and off this terrain. We're excited. We're going to head out here, wet down some ground, and really test out these fat trucks in some thick mud. As you move around on this stuff, you can kind of tell how soft it is because every step you take, you kind of sink in about a half an inch. We're going to get out there and do some testing, but thanks for watching and stay tuned for that. Who exactly is going to have to clean these things? It sometimes lands on me to take these things to the car wash. And whoever owns the car wash that we went to clean these, I'm sorry. Look how thick this mud is. You take a finger and just swipe it. It is pure clay. These guys are having the time of their lives. What do you think, David?
Yeah.
They pumped about it?
Oh, they're way pumped.
We got this as wet as possible with the water truck. And I'll tell you what, if nothing else, these guys are having the time of their lives testing out these things. If you've never ridden one of these things and you get the chance, take it. It's awesome. Whether or not it's a truck or the actual wagon, awesome. One thing that we did start is a rental program, month to month. So we don't anticipate people wanting to use these year round. We would anticipate that they would want to rent them for either the winter season or the summer season, utility companies, or just for fun or hunting or whatnot. But if you want to rent a fat truck, hit us up. We do a month-to-month rental basis. So if you want to take it for a month, have some fun with it, turn it back in, we're your guys. How'd it do?
You can't get it stuck.
Smiles?
It's good, yeah. Yeah, we need a couple.
They're all good ideas. Great ideas. We get invited to a military base that's pretty super secretive. And what do? We run over a van, a little tiny van. We're gonna see how it goes.
Gonna make it over, Tyson?
No. No.
In the pudding. Pretty wicked. Is that a GoPro on the front of it?
Yeah, it is. I guarantee that's not working anymore. Needless to say, the testing out on the playa, it's gone, you know, flawless. We went down this area with this water truck and just ripped around for a good 20-30 minutes and not getting stuck, but the guys have got plenty of smiles on their faces as far as just having a good time. We're taking turns driving it around, doing donuts, and just really getting to make sure that these machines can recover their equipment off of this terrain. And you know, I wish it had just rained or something to make it a little bit more soupy, but they did bring out plenty of water for us to make sure that we can test these out. But fat trucks have performed well. This is exciting, guys. The amount of like testing that they do out here, the amount of stuff that they do out here, the amount of just like history that's out here is just fantastic. Couldn't ask for a better day
as far as testing out the fat trucks. Couldn't ask for a better Wednesday as far as personally knocking something off my bucket list. But thank you guys for watching all this. It's been, you know, a heck of a time. Thanks for the guys over here at the Dugway Proving Grounds for letting us be here. We're just going to continue testing these things out. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more content coming your way from Basin Nation.